Hello there, welcome to another episode of the Allotment Dram. This is a series of short videos where we sit and talk about different whiskies in the surroundings of our North London allotment, and you join me here today. First video of 2024 actually, so hope everyone's had a good Christmas and New Year, and nice and relaxing, and all had some good fun. But yeah, you join me here today on a pretty cold, chilly day here in North London actually. 1, maybe 2 degrees at the most. There's frost all on the ground around me, so I certainly won't be doing any digging, but I can get on with 1 or 2 other jobs. It's the time of the year where you're sort of preparing for the next sort of round coming, and very quickly we'll be sowing stuff, and all of a sudden we'll be into spring and summer again. So yeah, just use this time. It's all quite nice, quite relaxed. But of course, while that's all very interesting, you didn't join me, I'm sure, to hear about that. You joined me to listen about some whiskey and hear about some whiskey. So what's the Allotment Dram today, I hear you ask? Well, it's something that we actually bought for Christmas for ourselves. We thought it was going to be a very sort of Christmassy type of dram, so we've gone for Scallywag, the chocolate edition, and this is the 2023 bottling of this. So firstly, what is Scallywag? Secondly, why is it called the chocolate edition? Well, actually, let's start with why it's called the chocolate edition, because this is actually all matured in sherry casks, so it does, or is said to have, quite a chocolatey sort of characteristic. So we thought it was quite festive, but you'll see we put a fair dent in it sort of over the last few weeks. But yeah, what can I tell you about Scallywag? Well, Scallywag is from Douglas Lang, the pretty well known, highly regarded independent bottlers and blenders, and they take just Speyside single malts and then marry them together to create a Scallywag. So we've reviewed the original Scallywag, the core version of Scallywag, here before, and we like it very much. But this one is these Speyside single malts, but in sherry casks, and in this case it's Oloroso casks and some Pedro Jimenez sherry casks as well. So this is actually the 6th edition of the chocolate edition. It's first launched in 2018, comes out once a year. So this was actually released back in July sort of time, and there's World Chocolate Day, which I think is the 7th of July off the top of my head. But yeah, so it was released back in 2018 for that, and then is released around that sort of time every year, so we can expect one coming this July, I'm pretty sure. Scallywag itself was first released as a blended malt, the core one, in 2013, so been around over 10 years now, and done very, very well. Scallywag itself forms part of a big range that Douglas Lang do called Remarkable Regional Malts, and so they then have blended malts that only have single malts from a certain region. So for example, Big Pete's is just all Isla whiskies. There's the Epicurean, which is just all lowland whiskies. There's Timorous Beastie, which is just all Highland whiskies, and so on and so on. So yeah, search them out. We love that and what they're doing. Really help bring blended malts as a category to a sort of wider audience, really. So very well done to Douglas Lang for that. But yeah, so this is a limited edition. As I say, came out in July or so last year. Just 4,200 bottles. It's bottled at 48% and is both non-chill filtered and of natural colour. So when we got ours, from a very reputable online retailer, and they still had some left. So I'm sure with 4,200 bottles, you'll probably be able to find a bottle still if you fancy it. But I think it's about time to have a taste. I certainly need warming up on this pretty chilly afternoon, so I'm just going to take my gloves off for a very short period of time and pour myself a nice dram of this. Let's see what we've got. There we go. So 48%, so you know, nothing too naughty, but you know, quite a nice strength. Right, we'll very quickly get these back on. Okay, let's see what we've got. Lovely sort of deep gold, sort of coppery colour. Even in this quite sort of milky winter's lights that we've got today, with this bright blue sky, bright sunshine. Yeah, quite bold, quite vibrant, quite uplifting. So let's have a smell. There's caramel straight away. It's like nuts, walnut and hazelnut especially. Just slightly toasted in a pan maybe. But then, you know, the clue's in the name. It really does smell quite chocolatey. You know, cocoa powder and those like really, you know, the expensive chocolates you can buy. So milk chocolate, ganache type, sort of truffle type chocolates. Yeah, absolutely lovely. Bit of spice sort of under there as well. Quite a cold day, so you know, I'm hoping that as I go through it'll sort of warm up a little bit in the glass. But let's have a taste. Gosh, that's delicious. Really brings a smile to your face. It's got a lovely richness. So quite viscous, almost oily, which sometimes gets with these sherry's whiskies. Yeah, very delicious. All of that sort of caramel nuttiness, chocolatey quality, that milk chocolate ganache again, some cocoa powder, but there's also some dried fruits as well. There's a raisin, sultana, bit of prune, and then some sort of warming spice sort of coming through, evolving and developing with time, just kind of balances and accentuates everything. So I think before I cool down too much again, I'm just going to have another taste. So here we go. And that's really good. This is how, to us, you know, people like these big, like sherry bomb style, you know, dark as night, you know, full on, almost, you know, you lose the sweetness, you get the savouriness almost more. People love that, but you know, this to us is like how a really good sherry cask matured whiskey can be. Yes, you've got all of that, the caramel, the nuttiness, the dried fruits. It's a bit of bitter orange coming through now, and cinnamon. The whole thing is like, it's like having a sort of Christmas cake, or like a very dense fruit cake in a liquid form in a glass, basically. Little bit of sort of spice too. Very nice. Very good indeed. So yeah, really glad I brought this up with me. It certainly warmed me up, and I think that's probably about it. You know, the finish also, I have to comment, the finish is super long, and just this richness and the viscosity, that sort of savoury, sort of warming spice just really pulls it out like very nicely indeed. But yeah, I think probably that's about it from myself and the Scallywag, the Chocolate Edition 2023 bottling. We'll probably bid you farewell, let you get on with doing whatever you were doing before you stumbled across this video, and hopefully we'll see you again very soon on maybe a slightly warmer day, hopefully, but hopefully we'll see you very soon for another edition of the Allotment Dram. Thanks for watching. Cheers.